Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to your favorite movie review channel. You know what it is. It's Man Cinema Reviews with its ever so lovely host with the most, me, Peter Man. What's up, yo? On today's episode, we're gonna get into the latest A24. This is Ty West's coveted trilogy, ending it, capping it off at MaXXXine. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take care of some business, and that is to press like, subscribe, and be sure to hit the notification bell as well to notify you, my viewer, subscriber, number one cinephile, and you know it. Any and all reviews and the like to this channel. As always, I want to personally thank you for choosing Man Cinema Reviews. Let's do this. It's the 1980s when adult film star and aspiring actress Maxine Minks finally gets her big break. However, as a mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Los Angeles, a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. Now, along with the magnificent Mia Goth, we have such a stacked cast here. We have Elizabeth Debicki, Moses Sumney, Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, Halsey, Lily Collins, Giancarlo Esposito, and Kevin Bacon. And with that stacked cast, Ty West's view, you know how I feel about this series thus far. We started off in 2022 with X and Pearl releasing back to back. We took a break in between, and now we're here, 2024, with the conclusion to the series, and that is MaXXXine. So, what has the audience, the fans, been searching for is the conclusion to MaXXXine's end, and what we got here is a hodgepodge of themes. There is the 1980s backdrop in LA. MaXXXine has escaped Texas in the clutches of Pearl and her husband, and she's the lone survivor of the massacre. She's trying to break out as a star. She's still doing the porn thing, but not for long. She's been going to auditions. She has an agent. Giancarlo Esposito represents her. He's also her entertainment lawyer. And she gets her big break in the beginning of the film by getting a B-level star-powered horror film. And while she gets this, her past comes to haunt her. The women of the night, the porn stars that are colleagues of hers, start to go missing and end up dead. And so someone's on the heels. A killer is on the heels of Mia Goth's MaXXXine. We also have some detectives in Monaghan and Bobby Cannavale who are on the case searching for this mysterious killer. And there ensues the whole events of MaXXXine's conclusion. Now, with Pearl and X, those were highly driven genre films. And as inspiring as those films are, to me, they are superior. Let me go with the pros of this film. Now, I have to say that this cast is stellar. Just don't get too emotionally attached to one character, because chances are 9 times out of 10 it's not ending well for someone that you might grow to love. Again, don't get too attached. No one stays alive in this film forever, with the exception of Mia Goth. Again, she is the protagonist. She is the heroine of this film, and what I have to say is that Mia Goth continues to bring it as a star in the making. She's already established herself in the genre. She is just a great actor and someone to pay attention to. She's very riveting in what I've seen thus far, including MaXXXine. However, I will have to say that Ti West is doing a little bit too much here. I know that he's the writer, director, editor. Hey, the pacing is okay. I noticed that he is the editor behind this film. What I have to say is that this film is doing way too much. It's a hodgepodge of themes set in the 80s. We have the Night Stalker. We have the, hardened Christians, Helter Skelter, the Satan craze that was going on in the 80s. So we have that as a backdrop. So this film is trying to be a horror film, a thriller, a mystery, all wrapped into one. It's an amalgam of all these things. However, it's just doing too much, and there's way too many characters where I feel like Pearl and even X to some extent are contained films that are surrounded by the titular character with Pearl and MaXXXine. This film has just too many cooks in the kitchen. I will say, as big as Kevin Bacon plays it in his character as a PI hired to find MaXXXine by this mass killer on the loose. He plays it really big and very flamboyant and bombastic to varying degrees of successes. There are hits and misses with some of these character choices and these portrayals. Bobby Cannavale and Michelle Monaghan do great as detectives trying to help MaXXXine. We do have Halsey and Lily Collins playing supporting roles, albeit small roles. We do have Giancarlo Esposito as the manager / entertainment lawyer that hops in and out, as well as a confidant and a friend to MaXXXine in Moses Sumney's character, who runs the video store. So I felt like this really matched the vibes of the slasher 80s horror era. However, if you know me, you know I'm not a fan of the 80s decade horror films. So this film is very showy, it's very flashy, it's very corny at times, and it's just a lot of bombast going on. So I really thought that this was going to be a genre-driven film, but it's doing a lot with a lot of ideas and themes going along with it. But Ti West is doing a little bit too much for my taste in this film. He's not keeping it emotionally charged like Pearl was, or character-driven and genre-based as X was. This film could have been like a Zodiac to me, a thriller in the 80s. However, it's just wearing its influences on its sleeve. It wants to include a showy, great 80s synth soundtrack with just varying degrees of, successful, hits and beats to it. But there's a lot of misfires in this film. It wants to include a lot of 80s references of the packaging of McDonald's and St. Elmo's Fire, a lot of pop culture. However, it's doing too much and it's very cliche. And as far as its mystery and thriller is concerned, you see it coming from a mile away of who the killer is. And that's what I had a problem with. I really thought that this was going to be a lot more mystery, a lot more suspense, a lot more thrills, and it's kind of cookie cutter and by the numbers. However, Ti West holds it down. It's not a total wash. It's just my least favorite of the trilogy. I still think that Mia Goth does her thing as MaXXXine. However, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and we could have kept it a little bit more contained and a lot more fun. I feel like this is the essence of fun, but it's showcasing so much that it gets wrapped up into including everything that it forgets to have fun while doing so. I gave Pearl 5 stars. I gave X a enthusiastic 4 stars. This is still, you know, fun outing at the movies. However, I'm gonna give MaXXXine a somewhat strong but semi-disappointing 3 stars. I felt this film could have done so much more, but in the end, we have this as a trilogy. That's all I want. However, Ty West says he wants to continue the storyline of MaXXXine, and he sees a 4th installment brewing. But that is all dependent on the success of MaXXXine. Now, I'm not wishing any ill will towards this film. I hope this film has some returns, but I don't want too much. I don't want it to be a stellar hit like X was and a critical darling as Pearl was. I just want it to be a popcorn slasher film that it is. And I just want to keep it as a trilogy. But Ty West, do your thing. I just think that as a director, continue to do your vision. I'll see it through it. Hell, if you come with a stellar 4th installment, you might turn me into just a believer in this franchise. Thank you very much for choosing Man Cinema Reviews. What did you think of MaXXXine? Let me know your ranking of the trilogy down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.